We can give the floor to Maria معلوف before joining Mr. Dr. Abdelrazak, because he's a little bit, he has problem in connection. Maria معلوف is the only Arab speaker here. We are very proud to have her as a speaker. She's a journalist, anchor, a TV journalist, but also she's very famous for her positions against Hezbollah. Let me introduce Maria before moving to the Beirut blast, which was a very catastrophic incident, which was really tragic, and it really touched us a lot. I mean, Arab people, but also European people were really touched by this catastrophe, what happened in Lebanon and all the Arab community. So I think that we had a very professional and a very skilled person to speak about it. So Maria معلوف is one of the most important journalists, Lebanese broadcaster, publisher, and writer. She holds a master's in political sociology from the University of Lyon. She's also suing Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah on allegation of kidnap, rape, and murder charges. In supporting legal documents, معلوف also listed any person who appears to be an active, interfering partner or investigator who helped Hezbollah as in incitement and participation of murder and committing acts of kidnapping, torture, rape, displacement, committing war crimes, crimes of genocide, and crimes against humanity in Syria, Yemen, Bahrain, and Iraq. معلوف, who belongs to the Christian Maronite community of Lebanon, is well known for her anti-Hezbollah and Syrian regime stances. One of her best quotes is, Lebanon is weak because Hezbollah is strong. I would give the floor to Mrs. Maria معلوف. Very honored to have you here today with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this introduction. As you know, I can't go back to Lebanon because of the threats against me. So I would say good morning from Washington, D.C. And thank you for inviting me to this webinar concerning the Iran threats at the peace and security in the Middle East. Last year, ladies and gentlemen, and we have all read the recent report, the U.S. State Department on Iran's illegal activities. The report's fourth chapter focused on the illegal activities and tricks used by Iran and its militias to finance terrorist acts in the world and threaten the safety and security of the international financial system, while the sixth chapter focused on Iran's human rights record. It reveals arbitrary arrest, brutal and deadly repression, and cutting off of vital communications, and in the absence of transparent systems and investigations to hold perpetrators accountable. All of you see what is happening in our spheres. Whoever occupies Al-Ahwaz cannot rightfully claim the liberation of Palestine. And whoever boasts about the occupation of 4 Arab capitals, he cannot at all harbor goodness to the Arabs. Our brothers Arabs in Iraq are being killed today at the hands of the Iranian regime's agents, who face the darkness of the mullahs era and their agents in the region. Therefore, we called for the European Union and human rights organizations at the United States to monitor and document the human rights violations committed by the Iranian regime against the Ahwazis, as well to monitor the human rights situation and then to address the aggressive behavior of the Iranian regime in the region and its repressive practice toward the Ahwazi people in particular, and also against their own Iranian people. All of us have a real political and moral responsibility toward these issues. In the meantime, the curses will haunt the Iranian regime, which has harnessed all its capabilities to practice the worst types of injustice and to interfere in the affairs of its neighbors and cause harm for the people of the region. We will fight Hezbollah together and all other terrorist organizations sponsored by the mullah's regime until the end. Thank you for listening, and God bless you all.
I would give the floor to Mrs. Maria معلوف. Very honored to have you here today with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this introduction. As you know, I can't go back to Lebanon because of the threats against me. So I would say good morning from Washington, D.C. And thank you for inviting me to this webinar concerning the Iran threats at the peace and security in the Middle East. Last year, ladies and gentlemen, and this year brought new chapters in the uprising of people affected by the Iranian regime in rejection of its reckless and destructive policies at home and abroad. We saw revolutions in Iraq and in my country, Lebanon, against the Iranian sectarian project, which is hostile to the Arab people. And in my country, through its Hezbollah militia, Iran tried to change Lebanon's Arab identity. But the people there rose up against the face of the sectarianism and called for the harnessing of all energies to confront this destruction sponsored by the mullah's regime. We all know that the explosion of tons of ammonium nitrate that was stored in a warehouse in Beirut port killed at least 200 people, injured thousands, and displaced hundreds of thousands. And the huge explosion tore apart the most vital residential and commercial neighborhoods in Beirut. Also, no evidence emerged that Hezbollah had a role in keeping 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate in the port. Many Lebanese critics assume that the group was aware of the stockpile because its members are deeply rooted throughout the country's security apparatus. Furthermore, a week ago, the official government and media of Lebanon failed to obtain the truth about the Ain Qana explosion, and it may never be revealed. But what is certain is that Iran is filling Lebanon with its terrorist party with hundreds of thousands of missiles and military pieces, and every Lebanese citizen does not know how things will be in the future because we are forced to be an Iranian colony. And we have all read the recent report, the U.S. State Department on Iran's illegal activities. The report's fourth chapter focused on